Hello, everyone. Right, this morning I'm looking at the US dollar index and Bitcoin over the course of the last 3 years. Now, it's very interesting to see that when the US dollar began to struggle back here, so we'll get rid of my video, my face at the moment. So, look, US dollar began to come down from these 101 levels, similar levels to what they were in March this year. So about 101 was April 2017, and that is when Bitcoin really picked up a bid. The beginning of April 2017. April is, like I say in Bitcoin, I want to emphasize April to you all the time. Every time I open a chart, I always like to go into April because it's always such a phenomenal month. Like April 2017, Bitcoin went from, so on the first, went from lows of 961, okay, all the way up in April. It didn't stop the run that it began in April until the 5th of June. But in April alone, it went from 916 to 1665. Huge increase in just the month of April. That's April 27. April 2018, we started here. Lows of 6518. 6518 in April. And in April month alone, it went up to 9948 from 6. So another massive April month alone. So let's get an arrow out here. Forget the US dollar sign for a second. I just want to show you April in Bitcoin. So here we have April 2017 in Bitcoin. Huge. We have 2018 in Bitcoin. I'd rather start that again. 2018, even in a bearish time, April still very strong. April here. So April here. We started April here. Lows of 4,051. We finished April here. 7,581 from lows of 4,000. 3,500 in April. Almost doubled the price in April. April 2020. So as you can see here, April has been incredible times. So I think we could have a pullback now in Bitcoin. We've been going up unnaturally. Just lately, it's began to get a bit parabolic. And it's one of those ones that you will have a blow off top and an interim top. You will correct hard. And I think we could go, just say we carry on this rally till January. We could carry on until 26,000. We could be stopped here at 23,077. There is very strong resistance where exact point we got to. I'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm not that experienced with fib extensions, but I'm sure they're not impossible to look at, fib extensions, because Alessio Rastani showed me the fib extension yesterday. It was great to watch. So look, we're just looking here, folks, at April again. April 2020. Incredible 2020 in April. And what about, we said 19. How about if we go back even further? What was April like then in 2016 as a matter of interest? We've looked at all these other Aprils. April 2016. So that would be, we've had 1, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. We've had 4. Now we're looking for the 5th good April. Have we got a 5th good April? Not as remarkably so. Not as remarkable. April 2016. So you went from, it's still green though, it's still a green month, went from lows of 415, 407 to highs of 465. So April's still a green month in 2016, but mainly it's in the last 4 Aprils since this has become more mainstream and the bankers are involved, because April is bankers' bonus season, isn't it? So when the bankers have been involved in this, we have seen incredible price action. And I think, look, that's not going to be stopped again. I think that's going to be the same pattern will play out again this year, this April. I think we're going to have a correction before then. And we could have a correction, so much so that the herd are beginning to go the other way against Bitcoin. We will get into a situation, it always happens when there is a hard correction, that there are some people that believe that, look, that's all over. Say that say this week, that 23,077 is the high. On this Coinbase chart is 23,766. I'll show you in a minute why that is such an important figure, why it's an equal measured move, and why it's incredibly important that it got to that amount and reversed. It hasn't reversed yet, and we're not in a correction. But when we do have this correction, these corrections, they are so strong that the herd, a lot of people start picking up and thinking, wow, that was the all-time high. Bitcoin's finished forever, but you will have those that think, oh, it's never going to get back to that 23,077. That was the high now. The 20 was the high. We're going to have years where we're not going to be able to get to 23. That was it. That was the high. It will correct all the way down to, right, let's get up that moving average, that one moving average, the most important moving average. And I'll show you, I've talked to you about this before, but if you're new to me, you will see what I'm talking about, this moving average, why it's so important and why you should expect Bitcoin to correct to this moving average. It's not, the figure that it's at the moment would scare the living daylights out of you if Bitcoin went there now. Because at the moment, that figure is 14,819. It's all the way back down here, which is a long way back. 14 is quite an important figure because we had that strong resistance there, didn't we? That high from last year. And there was a lot of trying to get through that level, that late 13 level. But that moving average is higher now. And we've had a few weeks over that. But by the time if this correction begins now, and we can start going down, it gets choppy. It starts chopping around here. And then it really takes hold. The correction takes hold. By that time, this moving average will be up. Let's get a bit of a better zoom in on that. So we'll move that US dollar thing for now. So this moving average is here. I'll move this American thing out of the way a little bit. I can't do that. Or can I? Let's make it less. This moving average here. So yeah, if it becomes choppy, if Bitcoin becomes really choppy now, and we see up there, down there, there's a better thing to draw that with, a much better thing. Let's see if I can find it. About that. Will this do? No, that's not the way to do it. I'm not the most experienced trader view. TradingView is terrific. It really is a terrific site. There's so many different options for you. I can get a Scribbler here. I can find a Scribbler. Something that's going to scribble me a line. Maybe it's not going to be as easy as I thought it would be. I think you know what I mean, though. Just have a bit of choppy behaviour now. Between now, all the way up. This has gone exponential since even the beginning of September, after this correction that we had the end of August, where we had lows of 9,819 the first week of September. Since then, October began around the same level, about $600 higher. But beginning of October, it's just been exponential gains in Bitcoin all the way up. We had 1 week where we pulled back, but even then we created a big bottom wick on that candle. Then we had another up week, and then another week where we had selling pressure. Look, this here, these wicks here at the bottom, that's where there's a lot of buying pressure. Sorry, not selling pressure, buying pressure, pushing Bitcoin back up. Like as soon as it comes down, there's lots of buying pressure at the lower levels, and it pushed back up. Now we've had this confident Marabuthu candle this week, and Bitcoin's ready for a correction. Now, I'm not saying it's going to come down to this level just yet, but what could happen is, it could get choppy. It doesn't look like I'll be able to scribble this, up and down, up and down, up and down here for a little while on the weekly chart. And then, it could correct. And by that time, just say we're here in January and we do have a correction. So middle of January, we do have this correction. Now, that by that time, this average will be moved right up because it's catching up, isn't it? So that 21 moving average there could be at this level here, 18,000 by January the 25th. And Bitcoin could be at that level then. That would be quite a healthy correction. But that's not a 38.2 correction, is it? That's nowhere near a 38.2 correction. That's the sort of correction you want, a healthier correction. Do you know what I mean? Let's look to see what projection. Let's project that correction. Let's start at this low here in September and go up to there. So a 38.2 would be 18,470. And I think that is where that moving average there will be when we get into January. It's going up at a rate of knots. It's going up very steeply, the 21-week EMA. And by January, towards the end of January, that'll be about 18,500, possibly a bit higher. But that would be a healthy correction, wouldn't it? Down to that level. There'd be a lot of people thinking, oh no, it's over. I think I've got it stuck on the thing now. I think I've done a setting that I haven't realised I'm doing. Oh yeah, it's staying in drawing mode, that setting. When you press that, it stays in drawing mode and you can't move the chart there. Right, so that there would be a healthy correction down to that level there, 18,500 level. And by that time, I think this moving average will be at that level. And that would be a healthy correction because we can't just keep going up here because we've had such a vibrant period where it's been non-stop on the 3-day chart. We had 21 3-day candles green. Right, let's have a look at this larger correction. Let's go from the wick of the candle first, of the March lows, to the highs there. A 38.2 from there would be 16. Well, I'm looking at that, the 236, that would be another interesting level to look at. A very interesting level to look at would be this correction from the lows of March, a correction down to the 236 would be a very interesting level to get to. And if Bitcoin bounced from there, it's another buy-in point. But yeah, 50%. Let's go body to body. We're not going to get a 50% correction now, but body to body of that candle to the body, because weekly candles are more ones. Let's have a look. So body to body, you're looking at 16,198. That's still a bit steep. Because this was a very low period here. I don't think you should go from that. I think you should go from the lows, the September and August lows, because that's when, the phase, this is when we've got this phase here. And body to body on those August, September lows. So body to body, you're looking at 382 is 18. That's realistic. That's the sort of thing that you want to see back to that level. I think we want that sort of level before we go up to 27,000. We want a correction to load up and get strength. Okay, that's the more one, because weekly flags as well, the wicks are better because it could have been down there for a day or two because it's a weekly candle. So yeah, wick to wick on the weekly is better. When you're looking on a tiny little time frame, a 4 hour, I think body to body is a good bet on the candles. That's up for conjecture. I don't think it's that important. I think that a correction now to this 382 level, and by the time, just say it's here, just say we're talking about it happening here at this time, which is February, around this time. So we're looking, it's not too long really, is it, on a weekly candle? We're looking at chopping around now for a while and then going down, and then, so let's just show that a bit clearer. So from there, go down to there, and then up to there, and then down to there. So we're chopping around, and then we go back up a little bit. But then we have a correction into March. Let's say it goes into March, and we come all the way down to here. And by that time, this moving average will be at that level there. That's the sort of thing we need to be looking for, you know? Sort of price action like that. You know, it's not gonna be all bullish. We need some sort of correction down to there. Now, I don't think that line will go like that. It won't be lineal. So, whoops, this staying in drawing mode is funny. It's not going to go down there, folks. So, you know, it may not go lineal, this line here. Let's get rid of it for a sec. Get rid of that one, because that would be a bit unusual for it to go lineal. What it might do is go down again there, chop back up. Oh. And then down. Oh, this joint's not the best, is it? I don't even know if you think you know what I'm talking about by doing it like this. This is looking a bit weird. You sort of know what I mean. It doesn't go lineal down. It won't just go in a straight line down. It'll go down, up a bit, down, up a bit, but more down. It'll be in a downtrend, and I'm looking at it being in a downtrend lower than this 236. You know, this is what would be healthy for it. And it's what is coming, because everyone thinks, look, we're going to the moon right now. We're going to the moon. Doesn't work like that. You know, I think that there, and then a deeper correction into March would be healthy. That would be where we want to go. You know, and into March, right up till the end of March, let's go down and touch that average there by the time of April. You know, looking at that looks scary, doesn't it? All the way back down to 18,000 from here. But that's the sort of action that you want. And then April will immediately, I've just shown you previous Aprils. So there we just have a bit of sideways. But then in April, we go boom. And it does go boom in April. You'll have action like that. It'll go up like that. You know, it'll go up like that, and then it'll go, there'll be 1 week where it'll go down a little bit, and then again, it'll go boom, okay, and then we will go well above the 23,800, and then you're looking into June of next year. And this April, I'm expecting this April to become something absolutely phenomenal into this quarter. I'm expecting it to go to 30,000 by the end of June. So I'm expecting by June 30,000